In this video, we're going to show you how to install a Serpentine belt tensioner on your Ford 500. This is located on the passenger side of the engine compartment. Grab the hubcap, gently pry that off. Use your 19mm socket and impact gun to loosen and remove the lug nuts. With the lug nuts removed, grab the wheel, pull it off, and set it aside. Now that we have our passenger side wheel off, we want to go ahead and remove the inside fender well liner. There's a series of plastic push pins all the way around holding this in place. You're going to need your trim tool and a Phillips head screwdriver to remove these. You use our Phillips head screwdriver on the bumper section here. Now there's normally 3 of these here. Our third one is missing on our particular vehicle, but if yours has that in there, go ahead and remove that one. Sometimes these plastic pins, they just don't want to come out. Our fender is damaged here, so it's causing even more pressure on these clips. Do the best you can removing them. You might have to source some of these clips locally. You can grab the wheel well liner and just work that out. Now our tensioner is held in place by a single bolt that's gone through the bottom here. On the top side here, there is a 3/8 size square hole. We're going to use a belt tensioner tool to go ahead and put in that, and we're going to pull it down. It's going to pull the tensioner down like this. It's going to release the tension on the Serpentine belt, and then we're going to remove the belt from the tensioner itself. I'm going to feed my tensioner tool up and inside, and that has a little 3/8 style square on the end that'll fit into the tensioner hole. Once I pop that in there, I'm going to pull down and work the belt off of our crankshaft on the bottom here. Up and around. And then we'll release that. Now that we have our belt off, we can go ahead and loosen the bolt from the tensioner. I'm going to use my box wrench here. Go ahead and get up inside there. It's going to loosen that bolt. Now from the lower side, I'm going to use my hammer and just kind of tap on the back side of it. Most of the time the tensioner will just pop off from the front side, but the corrosion from road salt and everything kind of cause it to stick. Now go ahead and position this so we can go ahead and remove it. I'm going to snake our tensioner back up in a position. Now when installing the tensioner, there's 2 pins on the back side that line up with 2 holes on the mounting plate there on the front side of the engine. Just line those up, get that bolt started, thread it in as far as you can by hand. Now the new bolt is a 14 millimeter. So we're going to use that wrench to tighten that down. Now, if you have the ability to do so, you want to go ahead and torque this down to 33 foot-pounds. We're going to use our wrench. I'm going to snug that into place. Now we can go ahead and install our belt. Now, when installing your belt, there's a specific routing that the belt has to go around. Otherwise, you're going to end up with an issue. And once we get our belt lined up on there, we can release our tool here on the tensioner. Slide that out. You want to go ahead and inspect all of the pulleys, make sure the belt is fully seated on all of the pulleys, the tensioner, and everything all around. And our belt is a little bit off on the tensioner, so we're going to loosen that belt a little bit and push that back into position. And then we can go ahead, relax our tool. And let's go ahead and install our fender liner. Tuck our fender liner up into place. Pushing it in behind the bumper, inside the fender well, or the fender trim itself. At this point right here, you'd want to install your 2 plastic push pins. Our fender is pushed in, so it's not making it easy for us to put these in, so we're going to install these after, but you can go ahead and install your 2 plastic push pins here. I'm going to continue by installing the rest of the pins around the liner. Let's install our screws into the front bumper and into the liner. Now I'm not going to tighten this down yet. I want to make sure you can get the other 3 in. On our vehicle, our upper screw was missing. The trim piece is broken, so we don't have a screw there. But once you get all 3 of them installed, come back and snug them down. And once you have these tight, you can now install the wheel. Go ahead, grab your wheel. Get that lined up onto the studs. We'll get all of our lug nuts all started by hand. Once these are all on, we'll snug them down. Using your 19 millimeter socket, go ahead and torque the lug nuts down to 95 foot-pounds. If you're installing a hubcap, watch for the notch. This is where the valve stem is going to go. Line that up first, and then tap on the cap. You're all set.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.